Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. And as the title of this video states, I'm having an anxiety attack right now. And anxiety looks different in all people, but I thought I would just come on here and talk to you guys about what it's like when I have an anxiety attack. Currently my face is super red and flushed. I'm not sure if that's part of the anxiety attack or not. It might be. I've never really looked at my reflection before when having an anxiety attack, so I don't really know what's going on with all of this. But what it feels like is I have a major weight just sitting on my chest. Like, it feels like having an asthma attack, except for that I can breathe. Except that I feel like I can never fully catch my breath. Does that make any sense at all? Like, I'm not wheezing like with asthma. I'm not feeling like I need to take my inhaler like I do with asthma. Like, I can breathe. I just feel like all the breath that I get is not enough. And it just feels like there's a major weight sitting on my chest. And the thing that sucks even more about when I have anxiety is that I also have alopecia areata. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. It is an autoimmune disease that causes the body to like shut off your hair follicles, more or less. Like, you get bald spots, like patches of your hair falls out. And I had that for the first time last June, I think, June or July, maybe August of last year. Like I said, I just feel like I can't catch my breath. I feel like there's not enough air. There's just not enough air. Thankfully, I've so far only had one alopecia spot that I'm aware of. I question if I didn't have a spot back at the very nape of my neck, because I have like one, it's getting longer, but I have one spot of hair that's like about this long, and I'm wondering if I just didn't notice it, which is possible. But other than the one that I knew I for sure had back here that I did a whole video on, I can link it below if you want to look at it. That's the only one that I know for sure that I had was back here. That's the one that I knew I had. If there's been any others, I'm unaware. Like I said, I think there might have been another. But why I'm having an anxiety attack, and sorry about all the camera angles, I need to find my tripod. I don't know where it went. At least a tripod for my phone. The reason I'm having anxiety is because we, as a lot of you know, bought the house that was next door to us. The people who rented it, we didn't like them very well, at least not the husband. He was a recovering meth addict. He had the super self-entitled attitude, and he just kind of came across as a jerk. And when we bought the property, the owners told us that they had given the renters 3 weeks. They had 2 weeks, but they ended up getting 3 weeks to get their things out. They came a handful of times, got some stuff, didn't take everything, and then never contacted the owners again. And when we went to buy the property, the owners called the renters the day before we were supposed to buy it, telling them, like asking them if they were going to pay the sewage bill. And the renters said, yeah, we'll pay it. By the way, we're coming Friday with a U-Haul. And the owners were like, well, hey, we're selling it tomorrow. Today's Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday. And they got with us, and we told them they need to get their stuff out before we own it, because we're not messing with it. Because we didn't like them. Like, they still don't know that we bought the property, but like, we don't like these people, we don't want to mess with these people, and we didn't want to deal with them, you know, coming on our property once it's ours. And I'm assuming the reason this is becoming an issue is because they didn't give these people 30 days to get their stuff out. They had like 21 days. They're a week shy of having the full 30. But like I said, like, these people never kept in contact with the landlords. They came a couple times, got their stuff. The landlord said, hey, we're changing the locks. If you need to get anything else, you need to contact us about opening the doors. And then a week and a half went by, and they like never contacted them. And the owners just assumed that they abandoned everything. Well, now we've owned the property for about a week. And after we bought the property, we cleaned the place out. And honestly, there wasn't really much in there worth keeping. Like the washer, we started moving the washer. This washer was like the oldest washer of life. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but pieces like started falling off. Like when we started hauling it, we weren't being rough with it, because we thought, okay, here's some stuff like we can sell and kind of like recoup the money we put on the house, you know, old washer and dryer, but we can probably get like $100 out of the set, you know. And like hunks started falling off the washing machine. Like this big thing on the bottom, I don't even know what it was, fell off. Plus the washer had set for almost a month with the water sitting in it. And so it was full of water, and we were like, you know, we can't sell this, like it's gonna flood somebody's house, and of course pieces are falling off. So like we set it out in the back for junk along with a lot of other stuff. I found some like cute shelves. I was like, oh, we can take this and sell. And then I got to looking at it and realized there was mold growing on them, because again, they set it in a burned down house for almost a month before we started cleaning it out. And so like, and nothing was really worth value. I think if anything, like the dryer and the stove might be worth 50 bucks a piece. And everything else like was growing mold or was broken from like, you know, the fire or from the water being sprayed on everything. And anyway, now these people are contacting the original owners, telling them that they are going to sue them unless they can get their stuff. And everything's gone. Like we set pretty much anything. We set a lot out in the back alley for the trash to pick up. And we ended up getting a hold of some junkers, or they kind of got a hold of me. Like I said, I just can't breathe. And I'm getting a hold of some junkers. And the junkers like told us that they were trying to save up to pay for their kid's funeral, which is so sad. And we're like, well, hey, you know, we're gonna demolish this house anyways. Do you just want to strip it of everything? And so the junkers last weekend came and they took all the wiring out. They took out the sinks. They took out the bathtub. They took out anything metal, like pots and pans. They like took everything out. Anything that they could junk, they took it. And so there was really nothing left. And like when we went in, like I said, there really wasn't much in there. And now I'm feeling so much anxiety because, like, I mean, in theory, nothing should come back on us. And I really feel bad for the original owners because they were really nice people and I don't want to mess them over. But, like, we got rid of everything. Like, the microwave looked like somebody had taken the plug-in for it and cut it in half and then rewired a new plug into it and had it with electrical tape. Like, it looked like a fire hazard. I just can't breathe. Anyway, it just... Sorry. I'm not trying to be, like... I feel like this is going to come across like I'm being over dramatic. That's what I feel like anytime I have anxiety. I feel like people are going to think I'm just being dramatic. I legit feel like I can't breathe. Like I can't get any air. Okay, I got a deep breath. I'm just ready for all this to be done and over with. And like I hate breaking bad news to people, but like there's nothing left for these people. And like I don't want to like hurt the people who bought the house off of us. Like I really hate for them to get sued over, you know, really old appliances that really aren't worth much. And the original owners did go through and take pictures of everything, so maybe that'll help. But like we let the junkers take anything they wanted. Like there really wasn't anything in there that we wanted to keep. Like it was just, like I said, it was growing mold or ruined in some way or falling apart. Like I think the most we got out of everything was the food. They had like a ton of canned goods. And so we stocked our pantry with the canned goods. Other than that, like there wasn't anything in there worth value. And now I'm just like, I was starting to feel better. I've had anxiety this entire process about this house. I'll be so happy when it's done and over with. Like I'm already worrying about the demolition guy we're hiring. He seems like a really nice guy and his company seems legit. But I've just heard so many, I'm sorry if you guys can hear my ceiling fan, it clanks. But anyway, I've heard so many stories of people getting completely ripped off by construction companies, just like taking their money and leaving. And so I'm like, I'm having anxiety about that. And then like I'm having anxiety about whether or not like the electric company will come out and unhook everything on time, because I told them we need it unhooked by Monday. I called yesterday. Today's Tuesday. I called this Monday, and our demolition guy wants to start next Monday. And I told electrical, I was like, look, we have like a week to get this taken care of. And they're like, well, blah, 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 depending on weather. It'll take 3 to 5 business days depending on weather. And it's just giving me anxiety there. And everything else with electrical, with utilities, I should say, went really well. It's just the electrical company that's being kind of weird about the whole thing. Not weird, just, you know, I don't know, it's probably just the person that I talk to. But like this whole thing is just giving me anxiety, and I'll be happy when it's all done and over with. I've been so worried about these people coming back and like breaking into the house, or somebody in general breaking into the house and causing us problems. I've been worried about somebody like breaking into our garage, because like we took the dryer and we took the stove and we planned to sell them. And like I'm worried about the renters like finding out we like bought the house and breaking into our garage. And like I don't know, like my husband says, you know, we don't owe these people anything, like we you know, just tell them we don't have anything, and which is pretty much true. Like, we got the dryer and the stove. But, I don't know, the whole thing just is giving me anxiety, and I'm having more anxiety because I'm afraid my hair is going to start falling out again, and this whole thing's a mess. And honestly, like, I never really struggled with anxiety until after I had my kid. Like, pre-pregnancy, before pregnancy, like, I never had anxiety. I never worried about anything. I was like a go with the flow, whatever happens, happens, nothing bothers me kind of a person. And now that I have my kid, I'm like, I don't know what flipped, but like, I'm anxious, not all the time. Like, I had anxiety, and it was weird because like, I didn't have, at least I don't think I did. At least not that I noticed, but I didn't really start having anxiety until last summer when my son was about a year old is when it started hitting me. And like, I know there's a thing of, you know, postpartum depression, which I had that for a couple of weeks and that was over with right after having my son. But then I know people can also have postpartum anxiety, and I don't know if that's what it is because it showed up like a year after having my kids. Like, it didn't happen immediately, and I don't know, but it's still here. It's been months since I've had any anxiety problems, but this is like the worst anxiety I've had since last year. And last year my hair fell out, so not all of it, but I had a bald spot, which is pretty much growing back. I don't know if I can even find the pieces back in here to show you guys. It's a couple of inches long. I think it's pretty well mixed in. Sometimes when I blow dry my hair, like a little tiny chubby piece of my hair will blow up and it looks kind of funny. But anyway, this is what anxiety looks like for me. Just a lot of worrying, a lot of can't breathe. Apparently my face turns red, didn't realize that. And I just want to shut down. Like, I don't want to do anything. Like, we're supposed to have the contractor come over tonight to go over the contract and fill that out and give him the deposit for the property, or, you know, to have the place demolished and to get everything set up for him to come out Monday. And I was working on cleaning, getting my dishes done and doing laundry. And now, like, I just want to sit in bed and not do anything, which is not good. And I'm going to have to fight through this and get things done. But it just, that's how anxiety makes me feel. It feels like I can't breathe, and it just makes me feel like I just want to shut down. That's what happens. No, I'm not on any kind of medication for anxiety. I know some people are on it. I've never looked into it, really, because, I mean, I went and talked to my doctor about it when it first happened last year, and he said that he didn't want to immediately put me on medication, because, you know, this is my first time ever having anxiety. Even though my hair fell out, he was like, you know, I don't really want to put you on medication, and we'll just see how this goes. And then within a few weeks, like, I stopped really having it, and then I would have it occasionally. Like, it'd pop up here and there, but it wasn't, like, a lot. And normally when that happens, I just, like, go lay down, and I chill. Maybe I take a nap. And a lot of times that works for me, or I do, like, deep breathing. But, like, that's been, like, minor feeling anxious times. It's not been, like, an anxiety attack. And right now, like, I don't know if this qualifies as an anxiety attack, but it's not fun. Like, it's not fun, and that's what's going on right now. So I just thought I'd come in here and share it with you guys, because maybe it'll help somebody else somehow. I don't know. YouTube is like my therapy, and anytime something's going on, I come here and I talk to you guys, and it makes me feel better. So that's why I'm here. Hopefully it'll make me feel better. But that's it. I don't really have anything else to say. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.